question for you. We love a dilemma, a moral dilemma. How often do you... Oh, no, this is not the moral dilemma, that's coming later, but this is about guilt, OK? How often do you feel guilty? I'm not talking about, you know, breaking the law or cheating on your partner, that kind of guilt. More like, you know, I really should call that friend back because she called me and I haven't called her back for 3 days. Or, oh, no, have I got the recycling muddled up? What have I done? Did I send those thank you cards? That kind of guilt. And we're talking about it because a journalist has written a list of 40 things that she constantly feels guilty about. The ones that I just mentioned. Also, one of them I loved was, I ate too many potatoes at lunch yesterday, feeling very guilty about that. And haven't taken up rock climbing, paddle boarding, haven't learnt a language in lockdown. That's what a lot of people going, you know, everyone was talking about, oh, yes, I've learnt French and macrame basket weaving, and, like, most of us were sitting on the sofa. So, guilty. How often do you feel guilty, Nadia?
Oh, from the minute I open my eyes, I feel guilty. Like, honestly, I can track back through this morning. If any of you say you don't feel guilty all the time, I'm going to hate you. I get really jealous. If any of you say, oh, I don't have guilt, because it's a constant running voice in my head, my guilt.
I'm going to feel guilty about not telling you one of your hairs are spiralling off there. There you go.
So that's not very good for is it?
But when you say from the moment you woke up this morning, like, what was the first thing you
Do you want me to read my list?
Yeah.
Is this the moment?
Yeah.
Okay. Right, so, first of all, this morning I woke up, not good enough, daughter, partner, friend, aunt, dive, ski, play piano. That wasn't this morning, that was yesterday. Scuba dive. My terrible carb addiction. I have too many takeaways. I feed my kids takeaways quite a lot. Too many gin and tonics, too bad-tempered. I overtalk. I snore. Years of partying. I'm so guilty about my years of partying. Too much reality TV. I delay my smears, my dentist's, my optician's appointment. I'm rubbish with money. I'm guilty about not being guilty enough about my disorganised house, garden life, not spending more time with my friends, my parents.
Is this all
guilty
just
about
today?
the weather.
Was this all just this morning?
Guilty about the...
Well, I didn't think about scuba diving this morning, but I did yesterday because I was just thinking
I need to know about scuba diving. Why the guilt?
Because there's all these things that I wanted to do that I've never done, and why have I not done them?
So with all those things that you feel guilty about, and I share some of them, so I'm just asking you the question, what do you then redress the balance? Do you then do something about them?
Oh, no.
You see,
I just feed on
honestly,
it.
I don't have a list. I just do not have that list. This is alien to me.
Well, you don't get guilty.
I just wake up and I go, right, oh, my God. If I do, like, so, for example, if I've forgotten to get in touch with a friend, what I tend to do is I go that extra mile when you don't need to go the extra mile. So I'll kind of go, sorry, I missed your birthday. Let's go for dinner next Thursday.
This is worse.
Guilty.
You're guilty and you take action. I feel worse now.
I don't feel guilty. I just feel, oh, I must fix that. And that's on my list of things to do today. And let's add that.
And then do you fix
kind of is guilt.
Yeah, I fix it.
That kind of is guilt.
Is it?
Yes, because you've kind of gone, oh, no, I forgot to ring that friend on her birthday.
No,
what shall I do? I know, I'll ring her now. And instead of just saying, happy birthday for Tuesday, I'll go, and let me take you out for lunch.
Yeah, that's the bit I think I go, oh, I better make that feel even better than it should have done because I didn't do it when I should have.
So that's guilt.
But I don't see it as a negative. I think I've flipped it and I've made it feel like today's jobs are...
Oh, my God, you know what you've got? What? You've got denial.
Oh, no!
You've got guilt denial.
No.
You should feel guilty about having guilt denial.
We need to do an intervention.
It's interesting you mentioned your parents, because I think as well there's an age thing, what they call us, you know, we've still got dependent children and we've got parents that maybe need a bit of help. So the very first thing on my list of feeling for things that make me feel guilty is if I don't phone my mum every day, sometimes twice a day. And if for some reason I miss the day, sometimes I might be busy and then it gets late and I go, well, she might be asleep. But then I get the guilt and go, but maybe she wasn't asleep and you should have rung her. Maybe she wasn't asleep waiting for you to call. So then I have that.
Do you think we feel more guilty than our fellas do? Because I think that I used to be Nadia. I'm not quite Sunetra. Probably about you. And I think that being with Lincoln, didn't mention him on yesterday's show, I'll have you know. Being with Lincoln twice. Being with Lincoln, I have learnt to not feel as guilty because he will say, why are you feeling guilty? Why, when your friend rings up and asks you to dinner and you don't want to go, do you go, my whole family have been wiped out in an aircraft disaster and I'm so sorry, but I can't... He goes, just say, I'm really tired, I don't want to go. So I have got better, but I do...
Is that because we're always we try to spare people's feelings more and then get our knickers in?
And they don't thoughtfulness. I think women are more thoughtful. I wouldn't want to say to someone what I don't think I would say to them. So if somebody said, if I said, do you want to come for dinner? You went, no.
I can't be
I would
bothered.
think,
I'd be
how rude,
hurt.
how
I
rude,
feel
and I would
guilty
never
about
dream of
things
saying
like
that to you either.
I feel guilty
exactly.
about thinking that there was years when I didn't feel very politically conscious, and I think there's things that I should have done or said that I didn't say and didn't have a voice. I do feel guilty about that. I feel more guilty about things I should have done, especially in Matty's life, that was to do with my, you know, behaviours and illnesses and whatever. Recycling, I try, but
I get recycling guilt.
I get
you?
recycling. Sometimes I just cannot be bothered, and I will put plastic bottles in something, and I have to think back to myself, I do quite a lot of good for quite a lot of people.
Fine, Denise.
And
You
I
look over your
sometimes have
shoulder
to
when
put...
you stuff it
Yes,
in the
I do,
microwave.
even if I'm on my
You
own.
can see me.
Yeah, 'cause I
Don't feel
like
guilty about
recycling.
breaking rules.
Do
Feel
you?
guilty about eating too much meat. I feel guilty about financial phobia because Sunetra won't know this. It is an illness condition called financial phobia, where you are absolutely, totally inept at looking after your own finances, and you do this about tax and go la la la, and everybody else has to do
it
things
a
for you.
recognised
You know,
term?
it's
She's
a
made it.
recognised term.
You
No,
made
actually,
it.
I think
You
that's
made
in the
that.
dictionary, and I'm
financial
very
phobia.
What
good.
about
Yeah.
you, Ruth? Do you get guilty?
Yeah, well, so top
More
of my
than
list was
Amy.
my mum not spending enough time with Amy. You know, sometimes if we're at home, a day off, say, and in my head I go, oh, great, I've got a day off, don't get them very often. Do this, I'm going to clear out that thing, I'm going to do this, tidy up my office, phone and thing, and then Amy will suddenly go, oh, you're home today. And I go, do you fancy lunch? And inside I'm going, no, I don't want lunch. I've got 100 things to do, I've got the plans. And I go, lunch? Oh. Yeah, no, that would be lovely, darling. And inside I'm like, oh, that's my day, that's it now.
And then you feel. So then you have the lunch. You feel guilty
And then
anyway.
I feel guilty for not wanting a lunch with my husband. Then when I have the lunch, I love it, and then I have a couple of glasses of wine, obviously because he's driving. Then I think, well, nothing's going to happen this afternoon. Then I feel guilty about the things I was supposed to do.
And then you had the one. Yeah.
Oh, I'm quite happy to be
It's
in denial, to be honest.
Yeah.
I
Do you
am
know
quite
what,
happy to be in
Sunetra?
denial.
Can you
I think-
help me to
Can we
reach
join
your
you in?
place?
Can we join you in denial? Let us know. You might be writing your list now, or ticking things off your guilt list. Maybe you've done something that you didn't think you'd achieve today. So I have phoned my mum so I can tick that one.